Exhilarating sports talk coming up next on The Doug Stewart Show in about 2 minutes. Stay tuned. We're about to have some fun. That's right. Sports talk, guy talk, right here on The Doug Stewart Show. Show coming up in about a minute and a half. Hold on. You have entered a no puppet zone. That's right, no puppetry around here. The Doug Stewart Show coming up in about 1 minute. The realest, treeless, most unfiltered sports and guy talk show in America. The Doug Stewart Show coming up in about 30 seconds. Yes!
Play this record as frequently as possible.
The Doug Stewart Show
is the best in the world as far as I'm concerned.
This is sports talk for the people. The Doug Stewart Show. It's like the tail wagging the dog. They create the narrative. Don't believe it. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Or are you not entertained? This is sports talk with hot sauce. Texas Pete hot sauce. The Doug Stewart Show. Yeah! Good morning. Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. What's happening? Thank you for joining your boy. This is a Wild Out Wednesday, and oh boy, we got a lot to do and a lot to get into today. Today is a big day. It's a big day because we about to get this money. Yes, sir. Bring it back, Cassidy. We about to get this money. Oh, we about to get this money. Hey, thank you so much for joining your boy on the Doug Stewart Show. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. But the easy way to be totally interactive is just to jump into the chat room with all of the Stewies and the Fantasy Island of Sports and Guy chat. That's right. Yeah. Bring it back one more time. I feel so good, man. I feel so good because I know we about to win this money. And I say we because I do mean we. I'm going to tell you about that here in a second, man. Thank you so much for joining me on the Doug Stewart Show. Oh, boy. A lot to get into, man. You see the title of the show, Damn It, They Weren't Yours Anyway. In this whole Rams situation going back to L.A., we will talk about that in depth. Pacman Jones going to man up. How good was that National Championship game? We'll kind of rank it. Latest odds to win the Super Bowl. And ladies, do not look into Antonio Cromartie's eyes. And then it gets you pregnant if you look at him. Yeah. So we'll talk about all of that today and whatever else you want to talk about on the Doug Stewart Show on this Wild Out Wednesday. Okay, but But I just kind of led off with it just now. Here's what we're going to do. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, and I'll mention this a couple more times throughout the show today. Speaking of which, the Kicking It with Kesey show is coming up today at noon, immediately following my show. I'll tell you more about that as well. Oh, yeah, and the Doug Stewart Show is brought to you by ID Life. What is ID Life? ID Life is individualized nutrition, man. So go to thedougstewartshow.idlife.com and get yourself together for 2016. Look out for your health, all right? But here's the big thing for the day. And everybody and their mom, I took my daughter to school this morning, and I had it on Ryan Cameron, my boy Ryan Cameron, mentor to the Two Live Stews, and he was reading a list on things you need to do or tips to win the lottery from a dude that won the lottery 7 times. And he gave all of those tips and whatnot. I was listening, and I was like, you know what, man? The number one tip that the guy gave, from what I remember and listening to it for 10 minutes was, is you got to increase your chances, okay? But to increase your chances, that means you got to spend more money. And in relative terms, you spending more money, you increasing your chances, but how much, you know? Can you increase your chances without spending your money? And there's a big chance you don't win, so you just blew your money. So the way to increase your chances, and it might be minuscule, is by pools, okay? Like office pools or whatever. So we don't have a pool or office in the truest sense around here on the Doug Stewart Show. We have a listener base. We have an audience of listeners to the Doug Stewart Show. So today, this is what I want to do. I mean, it's up to y'all. We may get very little participation. We may get big-ass participation. But this is what I'm going to do. And this is why that we're the leader in sports and guy talk in America. This is why, because we're innovative. I don't know about y'all, but I need this money. Oh, boy. Claude knows I need this money. I really do need this money. So, I'm going to make y'all a deal. This is what we're going to do, all right? You know I always talk about, donating to the show, $5 for the flavor, the Triple F campaign for the Doug Stewart Show, and just with operating expenses and all of that and keeping the lights on and all of that. Today, we're going to flip it just a little bit. This is what we're going to do. As a show, as a family, as a listener base, okay? I want you to go to thedougstewartshow.com. If you want to, it's up to you. Once again, it's up to you, all right? It's up to you. I want you to go to thedougstewartshow.com, donate $4 through PayPal. Once again, it's secured. It only takes like 1 or 2 clicks. Go to thedougstewartshow.com, donate $4. Okay, this is the way we're going to keep track of this thing. Donate $4. And in the little comment line, memo line, or whatever, just put TDSS Powerball. Okay? $4. No more, no less. If you donate $5, I'm going to assume you're trying to put that in my pocket. So this is the way we're going to keep track of this thing. Donate $4. And in the comment line, once again, and I believe there's a comment line. I'm sure there is. Put TDSS, that's the acronym for the Doug Stewart Show, TDSS Powerball. And I'm going to say at 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, I'm going to go in, okay, and I'm going to count up how much money was put into my PayPal account today, $4, increments. And for each dollar, I'm going to buy a ticket. For each dollar, I'm going to buy a ticket. So if we only got 5 people that do it, that's going to be $20. Plus, I'll put in my $4. That'll be $24. I'm going to buy 24 tickets. I'm going to take pictures of the tickets, and I'm going to put pictures up as verification, okay, of the winners, of the numbers that we have gotten selected. And I'm going to do quick picks. I mean, I'm not going to try to sit there and pick no damn numbers all day long. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So I'm going to do quick picks, and I'm going to post a picture of each ticket in the Doug Stewart Show Facebook page. Okay? So if you're not a member of the Doug Stewart Show Facebook page, you need to. And you actually have to ask permission, but it's no problem at all. We have an administrator on that, and they can go ahead and let you in the group. And so when I post the pictures between like 5 and 7 o'clock, at 5 o'clock, I'm going to shut it down. At some point between 5 and 7, or as soon as 5 o'clock hits, I'm going to go and purchase the tickets. I'm going to take little pictures of each ticket with my little camera phone, and I'm going to place those pictures in the Doug Stewart Show Facebook group. Let's get this money. I need it. Now, some of y'all may not need it. Some of y'all may not need it, but I need it. All right, so everything's going to be on the up and up. I mean, hell, I'm somewhat of a public figure. I'm not going to try to take y'all little $4. Trust me on that, okay? So your little $4, and you have verification. So if someday we win this money, when we win this money after today, and there's some type of discrepancy about, it wouldn't happen because it's me. Once again, I'm not going to cheat you out of your money. But you have verification in your PayPal account. There's verification that you can note from a statement showing that you sent $4 on January 13th to the DougStewartShow.com. You can. That's verification. So there's no way that you're going to lose your money or your cut of this money if we win. Not if we win, but when we win. Yes! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! We're going to win this money. I feel it. I mean, haven't you seen those stories about how these office pools get together and they buy these tickets and they win? I mean, I can see it right now on the front page of the USA Today. I can see the story. I can see them coming and doing the story. ESPN's going to do a story on us. Fox Sports going to do a story on us on how the Doug Stewart Show and the Sports Talk family pool their money together to win $1.5 billion. Let's get this money. Yes, sir. I can see it. It's like a Hollywood movie. It's a movie. It's going to be a movie on how, the host, this guy, and they'll probably change my name in the movie, how this guy, Leroy Mack, he had been down on his luck. He had lost his job in radio and had been unemployed for 3 years. And one day he says, let's get this money to his listeners. And him and his listeners won $1.5 billion. Yes, it's Hollywood. Let's get this money. Let's get this money, baby. So all you got to do is go to the DougStewartShow.com, donate $4. And you're not donating $4 technically today. Send your $4, okay? And in the memo line, post TDSS Powerball. And I'm going to post the tickets later. I'm going to go purchase the tickets between 5 and 7. It's kind of like a mini job for me today. So it can be $4 in there or $8 with mine. It can be $8 in there with one of you people that send money in. Or it can be $5,000. I would love if it's the latter, man. Let's get this money. All right, when we get back from the break, man, we're going to jump into some sports, obviously, man. The big news, the Rams are going back home. They're going to L.A. We'll get into that. I'll give you some of my thoughts on it. A lot of stuff we got to get into today on the Doug Stewart Show. Sports talk, guy talk, lottery talk, Powerball talk. Don't go away. Yeah, let's get this money, man. Yeah, come on. Sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play. So, you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's Stu for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, Play with 1200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. I feel real good about this, man. Come on and get this money with us. Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Wild Out Wednesday, January 13th, 2015. Powerball tonight, $1.5 billion. Any money that is won with these tickets, I don't think I mentioned this earlier, any money that's won with these tickets, so if we don't get all of the numbers, we get most of the numbers, and we don't hit the Powerball or whatever, and so we get a smaller payout, anything that we win, we're going to split. As far as anybody that sends in the $4 to buy tickets in this radio show pool, have you. So go to thedougstewartshow.com, $4, only $4. Let's make sure we can keep this thing real nice and tidy and so we can keep track of it real good. $4 in the memo line, post or put TDSS Powerball. Let's go ahead and get this money. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. The Rams are moving back to Los Angeles, and they might have a little bit of company, man. The Chargers and the Raiders may end up staying where they are, but there's some deals in place for, first off, the San Diego Chargers, which I'll talk about more in a second, and moving out there next year, and possibly the Oakland Raiders if San Diego doesn't want to do it. The decision ends the NFL's 21-year absence from the nation's second largest media market. The fee to move a team is $550 million. Stan Kroenke has the option, that's the owner of the Rams, has the option to either pay that all at once or with 10 annual installments of $64 million. This is the second time that the city has lost an NFL franchise. Don't forget that. The St. Louis Cardinals left for Arizona in 1998, so that kind of sucks for St. Louis football fans. The relocation agreement gives the Chargers and Raiders $100 million each if they build new stadiums in their current market. So the NFL, in effect, is trying to give these teams an incentive to stay in their markets. But a stadium plan is required within 1 year. Let's talk about this, man, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. First of all, you see the title of today's show is Damn It, They Weren't Yours Anyway. And I really do mean that. I don't think a lot of people are talking about the fact that the St. Louis Rams, and the Rams fans, we're talking about the fans of these teams. The Ram fans, the St. Louis or the Los Angeles fans lost their football team first. Okay? The Rams were in Los Angeles. And so they go to St. Louis. They have, for the most part, a horrific 20-something years there. As an organization, they have a couple of good years under Kurt Warner and Marshall Faulk and those guys, Dick Vermeil. But for the most part, The Rams have sucked in St. Louis. They're going back home. The Rams are from Los Angeles. Okay, at least they were when I was growing up. I don't remember. Maybe they were in another city before they were in Los Angeles, but I'm not sure. I don't believe so. So Los Angeles is the Rams. So from that aspect, you look at the Rams fans in St. Louis, and yeah, they're disappointed. But pretty much this is like Mother Nature correcting things. You know, they always talk about a correction in the stock market. Stock market might have a big day, which we've really been witnessing a lot of that over the last couple of weeks. Stock market might have this huge, incredible day and break records. But, you know, inevitably a couple of weeks, couple of months later, it corrects itself and it has a huge downturn. And this is kind of like the football guys' way of a correction. And so the Rams are going back to Los Angeles. I'm happy for Rams football fans in L.A. I am happy for them. St. Louis, it sucks for y'all. It sucks for y'all. But I will say this. It doesn't suck that bad because if you know anything about sports, you know St. Louis is a baseball town. I mean, they're goo-goo gaga over the Cardinals, okay? And a lot of, you know, most cities they're defined by one particular sports team and one particular sport. And, you know, for St. Louis, it's baseball. I can make the argument that Boston is baseball as well as the Red Sox. But so the Rams are gone. They go back, and the NFL goes back into the second largest market in the country once again in Los Angeles. So that's a good thing. They're talking about building this state-of-the-art new facility in Inglewood, which are going to host, you know, not only football games for the Rams, but concerts and all these different type of things. Olympics possibly, Super Bowl. So there's a big money incentive to the area of Inglewood, which from what I understand, has been suffering from economic depression over the last couple of years. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's a business, and Stan Kroenke wanted to make money, and he had the ability and the leverage to tell the people of St. Louis, if you don't pay this or you don't give me whatever subsidy or whatever to try to build a new stadium so I can make money off my luxury boxes, I'm going to take the team and move. And he did it. Politically, he did it, from what I understand. And you saw the stories on the Puppet Factory, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Jerry Jones came in there with all his big bucks and all his boys, and they switched the tide. They turned the tide in the meeting. It was kind of like, you know, not a solid 100% thing that these owners would vote for the Rams to go back to Los Angeles. Jerry Jones came in there and pushed it and got it done. So at the end of the day, it's about money. It's about business. Most of these cats are billionaires, or not most. I would guess all of these cats, these owners of NFL teams, are billionaires. And at the end of the day, it's all about business. St. Louis will be fine. You know, business will continue as usual. People will still continue to get up out of their beds. People will still, you know, continue to live their lives. There's something new to look forward to in Los Angeles. I'm interested to see how Rams fans support that team because, you know, Los Angeles fans really have been kind of cold on the whole conversation of bringing a team back to L.A. It's almost like they could care less. Like, you haven't heard a lot of, like, public sentiment from Los Angeles pro football fans that they had to have a team. I mean, it's been 20-something years. And life goes on. I mean, it's L.A. It's a gazillion things to do. It's Hollywood. And that's the number one industry out there, man, is the film industry. I remember this past weekend, and I meant to talk about this yesterday. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I've been out in L.A. 2 times in the past, like 8 months. I think the last time I went out there was like 8 months ago. Both times I've gone out, I've gotten to like conversations with waitresses at the bar and at the restaurant that I've eaten at when I've been out there. And, I mean, it never fails. It never fails. I'll probably say 5 out of 6 different waitresses that I've talked to in bars and restaurants once again out there in L.A., all of them are like, you know, doing this as something just to pay bills, but they're all like starving actresses. I'm not lying to you. And everywhere you go out there, man, you see nothing but movie posters and all this just promotion for for movies. I mean, that's what they do out there. So, I mean, they got a lot going on. They got a lot going on, man, and football may not be, something that they really even care about to the degree we'll see. If this stadium is as fire as everybody's saying it's going to be, man, that'll go a long way to bringing back fans or creating new fans as well in Los Angeles. So we'll see. One thing I'm happy about is right now, as it stands right now, the Chargers have not agreed upon a deal. They have a year to come up, or not a year. They have to decide on whether they want to be somewhat partners with the Rams in this new stadium and the development of the stadium, or they, in effect, want to be lessees. They want to rent. So they have some decisions to make, man. I've been talking about the Rams and how really it's not that big of a deal. I'm going back to L.A., and actually it's a correction. The football gods are making a correction, and them going back to L.A. where they came from. There could be nothing worse. And I could feel 100% different. And I would feel 100% different if the Chargers moved to L.A., man. That just doesn't seem right. I mean, the Chargers are San Diego. I mean, they are. So it sounds like that's probably going to happen. I'm hoping it doesn't. And if not, then the Raiders may still try to make it out there as well. So we'll see, man. I think the Raiders should be in Oakland. When you say these teams' names, and because of some fluctuation, some teams moving from here to there or whatever, the fan base and the loyalty to particular teams is different than other teams in other cities. Like San Diego, the Chargers, that just sounds right. Oakland and the Raiders, that just sounds right. And I know the Raiders enjoyed a very successful term when they were in L.A. They got a bunch of Raiders fans. You saw the 30 for 30 from Ice Cube talking about when the Raiders were in L.A. and how big they were there. I get that, man. But the Raiders in Oakland, the Oakland Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with San Diego, man. Clearly not the championship pedigree in San Diego as Oakland has had in Oakland. But, I mean, the Chargers are San Diego to me, man. What are your thoughts on that? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. This is a Wild Out Wednesday, and today's show is brought to you by ID Life. What is ID Life? Sleep and skincare products, shakes, energy chews, and energy drinks. Get yourself together in 2016. For all the details, go to thedougstewartshow.idlife.com. All right, when we get back from the break, I'm going to read some of your chat. We'll take a look at some birthdays. I think I looked at it earlier. And when I looked at it earlier, I don't think there were any prominent birthdays to really talk about. So we'll take a quick look at that. We'll read some of your chat, get some of your thoughts on the Rams going back to L.A. And also, if you just tuning in, man, as a show, we are going to win this lottery tonight. If you'd like to get part of our show pool, not office pool, but show pool, to win this $1.5 billion, I catch the Holy Ghost when I say it. If you want to get down and share with the other Stewies $1.4 billion, because we are going to win, go to thedougstewartshow.com, click on the donate button, and donate $4, only $4. And in the info line or the memo line, write TDSS Powerball. Let's get this money, baby. Don't go away. Keep it locked. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Doug Stewart here to tell you about the folks at Strickland Security and one of their new security services. As I've told you before, these guys are your security experts, but what you didn't know is that they also handle security coverage for celebrities and special events here in Atlanta. Due to popular demand, the team at Strickland Security has created Celebrity Night Out Security Transportation Service. Want to impress the wife or girlfriend? Want to make sure your wife or your daughter is safe while out on the town with friends? You need this service. With the Celebrity Night Out service, 2 licensed and trained security professionals in black suits will pick you up in a black SUV and will deliver you and your party to your destination. These trained professionals can either stay by your side during the evening or wait for you outside. With these guys, you can truly relax and enjoy yourself because they're going to ensure your safe return home. Uber is a great service, but let's face it, they don't have your back if something goes wrong. In other words, if something pops off, they gone. So, whether you're planning something special, attending a holiday party, or just looking to have a stress-free night on the town, contact the team at Strickland Security and ask them about the Celebrity Night Out service. Trust me on this one. You will look and feel like a true celebrity or the president and the first lady. Yes, sir. Contact Strickland Security at 800-422-9075 or StricklandSecurity.com. That's StricklandSecurity.com.
I'm friends with the monster that's under my bed. Get along with the voices inside of my head. You're trying to save me, stop holding your breath. And you think I'm crazy, yeah, you think I'm crazy.
I wanted the fame, but not the cover of Newsweek. Oh well, guess beggars can't be choosy.
If you're not doing what the hell are you doing, this is the Doug Stewart Show. Wild Out Wednesday, man. I'm feeling good, man, because I'm about to be part of a billionaire. Yes, sir. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show, 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Wild Out Wednesday. No birthdays really to talk about today. I mean, I don't know what was going on this day in history or whatever, but no real big birthdays to talk about. If you got a birthday, though, man, I'd love to give you a shout-out, the Stewies. So just shoot me an email at doug@thedugstewartshow.com, or I might can find it on the chat, I'm not able to get to all of the chat, as much as of the chat that I like to a lot of times, but post it in there and somebody will remind me, shoot me an email or something like that and remind me about your birthday here on the Doug Stewart Show. The Rams have moved twice. I talked about it earlier. I couldn't remember or didn't know if they had been in another city before they were in L.A. The franchise called Cleveland home from 1937 to 1945 before moving to Los Angeles for the first time in 1946. They opened play in St. Louis in 1995. You remember that? That was 20 years ago. At each stop, the team has won one league championship. So, yeah, they were actually in Cleveland. Now, once again, I don't know if Cleveland actually had a couple of teams at one time. I find that hard to believe, if they had the Browns and maybe this Rams organization was up there at the same time or not. But, yeah, they actually were in Cleveland first. Then they moved to L.A., in which I guess most people of the modern era know the Rams from being in L.A. And so now they are going back after 20 years in St. Louis. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. I pulled up my PayPal account, and I see here that a lot of people, man, are sending us $4. They are trying to make history. Can you imagine the movie they're going to make about this? About how the Doug Stewart Show and his listeners did the first ever radio pool and won $1.4 billion? Let me see something here. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Let me pull up my old trusty calculator. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So how many zeros is in a billion? What, 9? Okay, so if it's 1, and then 9 zeros, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, that's 6 zeros right there. That's a million. That's 10 million. That's 100 million. And damn, my calculator don't even go up no higher. So let's just say if it's $100 million divided by, let's just say 20 people. We got 20 people. That's $5 million. We're gonna split $100 million if it's 20 of us, and each gonna get $5 million. Imagine how much it's gonna be if we win $1 billion. Yes. And I gotta stop saying if. When we win this $1 billion, think positive. Ryan always says, my brother always says, and I think he got it from a preacher or something like that, the tongue speaks life or death. And so go to the DougStewartShow.com, man. Donate $4, only $4. So that's the way we're going to keep track of this thing. And also 4 is a lucky number, 4 for the founding fathers of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. So donate $4, and in the memo line, put TDSS Powerball. Let's get this money. I really need it. Yeah. I'm taking this opportunity to increase my odds by y'all helping me win this $1 billion, which we're going to share, because I really do need it. Yeah. I don't know about some of y'all. Maybe y'all don't need it. We were talking yesterday about, would you quit your job, or would I stop doing TDSS if I won this $1 billion? And you know what? I tried to be funny yesterday and says that, that was the dumbest question I'd ever heard in my life, and said, hell to the no, I wouldn't do that, or I would do that. There's no way I'd continue to do the TDSS show, as much as I love y'all, this, that, and the other. And I thought about it a little bit more last night, and I said to myself, that's still the dumbest question I've ever heard in my life. But then I also started to think about it, man, is when you love what you do, when you having a good time doing what you do, it's not a job in itself really anyway. So if I wasn't doing TDSS, I'd probably still be talking about sports on somebody's golf course or somebody's barbershop. I probably still would do a show. It'd be a whole lot better. We'd have a whole lot more money for the budget, for the production budget. You damn skippy on that. But I probably wouldn't keep a regular schedule. Yeah, I'm going to shoot you straight on that. I probably wouldn't come in here in my state-of-the-art studio that I would build with this money. I probably wouldn't come in there and do a daily show Monday through Friday like clockwork, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I probably do a show, I don't know, every 6-8 months, something like that. But it'd be a good damn show. Or maybe I'd pop in to do a show, whenever a big story happens or something like that. Once again, when I'm not doing this on air and haven't been doing this on air for the last 15 years with the 2 Live Stews and now with TDSS, I was always talking sports in somebody's basement, once again, barbershop, or in somebody's shade tree. So, I mean, that wouldn't change. It's just the parameters around it would change dramatically. Like, I'd probably build some type of mobile studio that I could go on the golf course and continue to play my 18 holes twice a day, and I could have somebody rolling behind me, a portable studio, and in between holes, I'd probably talk a little bit of sports or something like that. Yeah, I know. I know. Gee, $1 billion? My cut, whatever my cut is of $1 billion? That's rough right there, man. From dollars and cents, this is a for sure recipe to fixing gang problems. Ninja getting shipped out of that place. Oh, yeah. I remember when we went to the Super Bowl when it was in Detroit, and that was all you heard from the locals is how the city had rounded up all of the bums and the vagrants and put them on a bus and just shipped them out, gave them like some type of little stipend for them to buy a couple of meals. But they didn't have to go home or back under the bridge. They had to get the hell out of there. Same thing happened allegedly here in Atlanta for the Olympics back in 1996. Allegedly, Atlanta had like one of the highest rate of bums per city capita in the country. And then the next day, like, it was a bum-free city. And I know Dollars and Cents is talking about gang members. I guess he's in general talking about tough neighborhoods or tough places in the city to live. Another example, this isn't even sports related, but I don't know what happened. I don't know exactly what has happened, but a lot of the projects here in Atlanta were basically or are gone. Atlanta has changed a lot of these street names. Bankhead is now, I think, Donald E. Howell Parkway or something like that. But they had these projects on Bankhead, and everybody knows the term Bankhead, referring to Atlanta from the famous dance, the great Bankhead Bounce. But Bankhead had these projects called Bankhead Courts. And now if you drive by there right now, there is no evidence that Bankhead Courts once existed. And they've got all these subdivisions they built up over there, and that's probably what it was. They were starting to build all these new subdivisions. Somebody bought the land, I'm sure, super, super cheap. Maybe it's that John Wielder guy. I believe he has a subdivision over there as well. They bought the land super, super cheap, somehow politicked to up the taxes and for them to tear down, some of the unsightly building structures around there. And that's it. Bankhead Courts is gone. Money talks, BS runs a marathon. And you better believe that Inglewood area, a lot going to change around there. When you talk about cats coming in with money like this and them trying to increase on their investment, yeah, it's going to be much, much different. My uncle in New York swears up and down. The worst thing to happen to Manhattan is Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton placed his library, and I don't think he lives there. He may have to live there. I don't know. Maybe he still lives in Arkansas. But my uncle has been living in Manhattan or in Harlem. Is the better way to put it. He's lived in Harlem for like 40 years, and he's like, the city is just 100% changed since Bill Clinton money has come in there, and since the Bill Clinton library has come in there. And it's just not Harlem anymore, to a degree. I mean, it's still Harlem, but the money that's come in there, man, the money that's come in there, and the people that have come in there because Bill Clinton came in there and said that it was good, and a lot of people love it, and it's obviously been a big boost to the economy, obviously, with the new influx of money coming in. But a lot of people, man, they feel like that they coming in and taking over their city, man, and they feel some type of way about it. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. When we get back from the break, let's talk a little bit about the National Championship game. The Puppet Factory did a very interesting little list where they talked about the top 10 National Championship games in college football history. I want to talk about that list and give you my thoughts on it. Great game the other night, man. Once again, Baller Award to the Alabama Crimson Tide and to the Clemson Tigers, man. Phenomenal game. So let's talk a little bit more about that and some of the greater games and some of the best games in the past. We'll read more of your chat. This is the day that we win it all, baby. The Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. Let's get this money.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought after and often sold out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedugstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. If you're not stewing, what in the hell are you doing? Thank you so much for joining you, folk. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. We are doing some big things around here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. We do voiceovers. We can promote you on our social media. The host can speak at your event. We can play your music on the show. And the biggest thing that we're doing, man, is we're broadcasting other shows on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Speaking of which, today, the Kicking It with Kesey show, man, a higher quality in your life with Kofi Ford. It's going to be a discussion with Kofi Ford, life coach, motivational speaker, mentor, and successful entrepreneur about positive strides, powerful methodologies in living a purpose-driven lifestyle. So today, as soon as my show is done, the Kicking It with Kesey show comes up here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So stay tuned to that. If you'd like to partner with the Doug Stewart Show, man, and Stewart Media and Entertainment, all you got to do is email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. All right? 404-382-0338. I'm going to get to some of your chat here in a second. But I thought this was pretty cool. I mean, a real good list. And I believe it was a top 10, but I'm only going to look at the top 5 for time's sake. They talked about, on the Puppet Factory, man, the top 10 National Championship games. And number 5 on their list, and this one kind of hurt me too because I was a Hurricane fan back in the day when they had it going on, when they were, the convicts versus the Christians. You remember that? The Catholics versus the Christians, all of that. So Penn State and Miami, number 5 Penn State against Miami. Penn State won 14-10. You remember that heartbreaking game? That was the game back in 1987 in the Fiesta Bowl when those cats got off the plane, when the Hurricane players got off the plane with the Army fatigues on and all of that. You remember Vinny Testaverde had like the worst game ever. I think he threw like 4 or 5 interceptions in that game. Just tragic. And the last interception, dude name was Pete Giftopoulos. You remember that name? So Penn State shocked the world, beat Miami in the Fiesta Bowl back in 1987. They have that as number 5. Number 4, this past week's National Championship game, the CFP, the College Football National Championship game, Alabama versus Clemson, 45-40. Just a tremendous game. That's almost one of those games where they always throw out there, you hate to see anybody lose. You really do hate to see anybody lose, man. Because I do have, I was rooting for Clemson, obviously, but in most other times I'd be rooting for Alabama to win. SEC team. Definitely respect Nick Saban and his coaching prowess. Those players, just ballers that play for Alabama. But, somebody had to lose, man. 45-40, Deshaun Watson, 478 yards. Outside of that Vince Young game in the National Championship game, man, this probably was the best performance I've seen in a college football player with all this that was on the line, with the stakes involved. I mean, Deshaun Watson just had a phenomenal game. A couple of guys for Alabama had huge games the other night. So that came in at number 4 in their list. Number 3, Ohio State versus Miami. 2003. BCS National Championship game. Good Lord. Thank you, Lord. We don't have the BCS anymore. But you know what happened in this game. Miami had the game won. And then from nowhere, a phantom pass interference call on Glenn Sharp, defensive back for the Miami Hurricanes. The flag came out like 15 seconds after the fact. After the play was done and over, Miami was celebrating championship. And then here comes a flag on a phantom, and I do mean phantom pass interference call. That's that BS I'm talking about. Ohio State beats Miami 31-24 in double overtime. Number 2 on their list was Miami. Man, Miami's in 3 out of the 5 games. Miami beats Nebraska 31-30 in the Orange Bowl in 1984. And then number 1 on the list, everybody knows what number 1 is, man. My gosh. National Championship, man. BCS National Championship. January 4th, 2006. The Texas Longhorns shocks the world and beats the unbeatable USC Trojans 41-38. Vince Young goes ham. He goes ham, man. Rushes forward 200 yards, throws a couple of touchdown passes, runs a couple of touchdowns as well. Just the most incredible performance. The last second touchdown, he runs in, drops back the pass, ducks, dodges, pump fakes, and runs and rushes to the right side, scores a touchdown. And the unbeatable at the time, man, and you saw the 30 for 30, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. If you saw the 30 for 30, man, they really put into context the time. Like, it was almost like a good comparison would be at the beginning of Mike Tyson's career, okay? Mike Tyson was almost like not even a human. Mike Tyson was some type of alien, some type of machine, the way he was killing fools. And that's the way it was at that time with UFC. They were dominant. They just had all of these players. Reggie Bush, Leinart was beasting out of control. Leinart, what's the other running back's name? The big running back. And they were dominant. They had all of these players that were going to play in the NFL, and nobody thought that Texas was going to win. Now, I think people gave Texas a fighting shot because they had Vince Young, but nobody thought USC was going to lose. It was killing fools. and the unthinkable happened, and that was number one on their list. The only thing that I would change, and you're listening to Doug Stewart Show, is I would probably put that Miami or the Ohio State-Miami 2 overtime game at number 2 and move the Miami-Nebraska game back to number 3. That double overtime game, man, you talk about everybody sitting on the edge of their seats. It was crazy, man. Crazy good game. And then it ended in controversy. That's that BS. Let me read some of your chat here, man. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Gary Joyner says, PayPal is jacked up. Won't let me give you $4. Sir, that's not true. I'm looking at my account right now, and several people have donated $4 to win and put in on this pool to win this $1 billion. Try something different. Log out, log back in. I don't know what to tell you, bro. From Clay Davis, a.k.a. Tron, I'm just in and out today. I'm on interview panel. All right, good stuff, brother. Make sure you keep your damn job. T-Dub, you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you. I do say that a lot. That's called resetting, man. From Grego, he says Vine City is still standing. Thorny Switch says no Bowen Homes. Talking about projects, I mentioned some projects earlier in this whole story about what's going to happen in Inglewood when they build that new stadium. Clay Davis, a.k.a. Tron, gentrification at its best. From Texas Tide, do we have to sign up to PayPal to donate? Yeah, let's just do it like that because I want to be able to keep track of it easily, and I can do that. All I got to do is push a button on PayPal to print out everybody that donated $4 today between now and the start of the show and 5 p.m. today. So I can easily track it. So I don't even know of another way that you could even get me the little $4 or whatever. So, yeah, you got to have a PayPal account. I mean, PayPal is super simple. If you don't have a PayPal account, man, you're doing yourself a disservice, man. It's a great thing as far as sending money. From Thorny Switch, Clinton offices are in Harlem. Yeah, I said that earlier. I think I had first said Manhattan, but Manhattan and Harlem are technically are definitely two different places. From D. Finley says Bill Clinton in Harlem. That's right. From Vince Wright, Inglewood remodeled the Forum. Great arena again. Yeah, the Great Western Forum where the Lakers used to play at back in the day during the glory years of Magic Johnson and those cats. From Jarvis J. Bill Clinton started the mass incarceration of black men. Gary Joyner, that's Doug's Uncle Mike bandwagoner like Grego. Yeah, I mentioned earlier when I got into the conversation about Harlem and gentrification and how Bill Clinton came in Harlem and now it's like totally changed. My uncle feels some type of way about that. He's lived in Harlem, I'm going to guess, for probably 40 years or more. And that's one thing he always talks about whenever I see him. Clay Davis says, a.k.a. Tron. I heard Brooklyn is getting white also. From Gary Joyner, you a bandwagon jumper like Doug's uncle. Who's a bandwagon jumper? Who's jumping the bandwagon in the chat room? From Jarvis J. Texas Tide, who knew? From Vince Wright, dang, I married a colonizer. Ha, ha, ha. That's Ninja's term, colonizers. From Grego, non-facts though. I stick with my team, sir. No matter, I don't cheer or root for any others just because the quarterback, a coach, or GM is a certain race, which in a sense would be considered a race bandwagoner. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't care who my coach is. I'm always going to support brothers getting opportunities in sports, black quarterbacks, black coaches, until the playing field, I feel, is 100%, on the same level. I'm always going to root for a black guy to get a good job in sports. In particular, we're talking about football, the quarterback position, and the head coach. From Gary Joyner, PayPal says my city of birth is wrong. I know where I was born. PayPal is... Man, come on, man. Stop hating on PayPal. From D. Finley, he says it's happening all over the U.S. People tired of living in suburbia. People like living near the city. I would love to live downtown. I actually put that out there as a thought to my wife before we decided to move out to the country, and that's pretty much where I live is the country. Like 10 years ago before we moved here. Like I was like, why don't we just go downtown, live downtown? I don't want the kids growing up downtown in that concrete jungle. What the hell? Are you listening to Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5? Like, what the heard from? Concrete Jungle. I don't want the kids. I want them to have a backyard and this. I like backyards are overrated, man. Trust it. From a ninja that cut plenty of backyards in his day growing up. You know, the maintenance, man. I would love to live downtown, man. I would. I think it'd be great. Maybe I'll do that when I get back on top after I win this $1 billion. Yes! Definitely gonna buy me a fat-ass loft downtown when we win this $1 billion. And I say when we win this $1 billion. If you want to get down with the Doug Stewart Show office/show pool, go to thedougstewartshow.com, click on the donate button, and donate $4, just $4 so I can keep track of this thing. I'm going to post pictures of all the tickets, of all the individual tickets today in the Doug Stewart Show chat room on Facebook. All right, so get down, man. You share your piece of this money. That's all I'm going to tell you. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show, baby. Don't forget the Kicking It with Kesey show coming up at 12 noon today, right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Hey, I think y'all want to win this money. Yeah, every time I click back into my PayPal account, man, a couple other people have already sent that $4. If you're just joining me, this is hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show. If you're just joining me, I stated I had just like this something that popped in my head. And all I see is the headlines, on the marquee, the opening night of the TDSS Powerball story. That's the name of the movie. And how down on his luck radio host, in relative terms, I'm still blessed and highly favored, down on his luck radio host pools together his listeners, and they go out and win the biggest Powerball in the history of the sport of Powerball. Yes, sir. Yeah. And so the story, the crux of the story is we came on this morning, man, and said go to thedougsureshow.com, click on the donate button, and donate $4. That's where we're going to keep track of it. Anything other than $4, you won't be in the group, in the pool. Just today, starting back tomorrow, if you want to donate $500, $10,000 to the Doug Stewart Show, you can do it. So anybody that sends in their $4 and in the little memo line post TDSS Powerball, it'll be recorded, and we're going to stop it at 5 o'clock Eastern time. Okay, 5 o'clock Eastern time. I'll go and purchase the tickets. I'm going to take pictures of each ticket, okay? And we're going to do quick picks, and I'm going to post the pictures in the Doug Stewart Show Facebook group, okay? So go to thedougstewartshow.com, hit the donate button, and let's get this money, man, in 2016. You talking about starting the year off right? How will a million do you? And we're talking hundreds of millions. I couldn't even count it. My calculator wouldn't even let me do the calculation. This little cheap iPhone calculator. I got to get a different calculator, man. I couldn't even put $1 billion in there. So we're going to split that money even Steven. All right. Now, first we're going to give 10% to the Lord. We're going to definitely do that. Maybe we'll give 7% if we got to take taxes on it. No, Lord, I'm sorry. No matter what it is, Lord, we're going to give you your 10%. All right, so that's on the record as well. We're going to get a Lord this 10%, and then we're going to split it however many ways it is, and how many ways that how many people donate to this pool, man. Let's go ahead and get this money. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Somebody mentioned that I was talking about the top 5 National Championship games of all times. And someone mentioned, here it is right here, Clay Davis, a.k.a. Tron. He said the Auburn versus Florida State game was just as good as the Bama versus Clemson game. Another game that I thought about as well is that Florida State-Virginia Tech game when Mike Vick was the quarterback. Incredible game, man. You talk about put a team on your back. MB7 did that. And they fell short. Who was that? Chris Winkie? Was Winkie the quarterback for Florida State at the time? Yeah. They also had dude at that time, and I should have looked this up during the break. I'm sorry I didn't. They also had the wide receiver who had much juke moves. He wore number 9. I can't remember his name. Played for the Bengals in the NFL, and somebody will tell me here in a second. But he played for the Bengals in the NFL. I think he played on that Florida State team as well. Just a baller. Yeah, but Vic, man, he just went crazy in that game, and Virginia Tech fell a little bit short, but that was another good one as well. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com from Cuddy Jackson. So, Doug, we all going to the lottery commission together, or are you going to leave a family member with us until I come back? I don't know, man. That's all the stuff we're going to have to figure out, bruh. We're going to have to figure out all of that stuff. Like, who's actually going to be up there to take the picture with that big-ass check? We can't have everybody up there. And maybe we can. Because right now it's looking like it's going to be about 30 people up there right now that's going to be splitting this money where we're going right now. But yeah, we'll figure all that out later, man. Let's just get this money. First thing we do is we're going to cut the 10% to the Lord, and then we'll figure out all the other stuff later, man. We're going to take care of you, man. From D-Bell, Doug, you jinxing our winnings playing with the Lord's 10%. Laugh out loud. No, I was joking about that, Lord. I was joking. Matter of fact, Matter of fact, as a pool, can we agree to give the Lord not 10%, but let's give the Lord 11%? I like it. Just as a little extra incentive, Lord, to let us go ahead and win this money. A lot of us really need it, especially the host, your fearless host. We're going to give the Lord, and I'm stating it on the record, this is on the record, 11% of the winnings. Oh, boy. Miss Mocha Bella, 10% to the Lord. We have to negotiate that. Nah. That's part of it. That's part of it, man. I mean, can you imagine? What's 10% of 1 billion? 100 million? Yeah. 10% of a billion, I think, is 100 million. $100 million to the Lord. We're not giving it to Eddie Long Church or anything like that. We can split it up, and we'll give 10% split up of the money. We'll split 10% of the money up. If we're talking about $1.5 billion, you're talking about, let's see, 150 billion. Is that 10% of 1.5 billion? Yeah. $150 million. We'll split it up amongst all of our churches, okay, in our religious sanctuaries, and we'll distribute it like that. So some of that money is going back to my home church, Centenary United Methodist Church in Oakley, South Carolina. Some of it will go to Impact Church here in Atlanta. You know, they do church differently, but they take that money the same. We'll also give some to Golden Memorial Church here in Douglasville, Georgia as well. That I'll split my little portion up into 3 ways to give to 3 different churches. The 2 churches here in Atlanta, you know, maybe I'll give them, 2% apiece, but I'll give 8% back to the home church back in Oakley because they need it more than anybody else. I mean, these churches around here, they good. They got it. But we'll give away 11%. 11% of the money to the churches. Are y'all okay with that? Yeah, we okay with that, Dougie. Oh, that's a plan. With God on our side, who can be against us? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For What Up Falcons, I didn't know the Lord needed the money. Oh, yeah, here you go now. Loose neck laces outside. Doug want a travel fee for gas to get the tickets. Yeah. It did cost me to go to the gas station to get the tickets, so I have to charge y'all and take out of this money $25 million. Service fee. Nah, I'm not going to play with y'all like that. I feel real good about this, man. I can see it. It's a true Hollywood story. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. A true Hollywood story. I can see it right now. A true Hollywood story. The Doug Stewart Show. Doug Stewart, the host. Once again, struggling, trying to find ways to make ends meet. Have you, yada, 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 yada. And one day, he pulled together his listeners, and they shared $1.5 billion. And then hopefully it won't be that story where, after I blow all of the money in Vegas, and I'm like that episode of Sanford and Son, I'm hitchhiking back to Atlanta, I jump into a fountain in one of the casinos to get a quarter to call home to get a ride back to Atlanta. And I'm on Skid Row, and I look back and they actually doing the story from the perspective of a guy that lost it all. This great story, how he pulled all his listeners together, then he lost it all. Lord, that ain't gonna happen. I will take care of this money. Yes, sir. All right, man, when we get back from the break, man, Pacman Jones is gonna man up. We'll talk about that. And also, man, don't go away. We got to talk about Antonio Cromartie, man. Women, ladies that are listening to TDSS. I'm also like your big brother as well, or your little brother, depending on your age. Do not look Antonio Cromartie in the eyes. Damn, that man fertile. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. We'll be right back. Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play. So you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. Man, today is a great day. We're going to win this money tonight, y'all. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my bones. I mean, after the day, man, all life is going to change. For me and for you. Yes, sir. It's going to change for me and for you. Matter of fact, I feel so good, man. That song kind of sounds kind of spiritual. You know, Bone Thugs, Crossroads. I mean, let's bring it back one more time. Making me feel good. Warm and fuzzy all over. Yes, sir. This is actually about dying, but we're going to do the Mitzel flick, the reverse of it. It's a good feeling. How about we do this? And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. When we go and receive this money and we take a picture for that big-ass check, we play this in the background. Because we will be at a crossroads from being poor to rich. Yes, sir. We're at a crossroads from scrapping to pay bills to living life in luxury. Yes. Yes, sir. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. I like that. Hey, 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Pass the word on the show, man. Well over 10,000 followers to the Doug Stewart Show. Over 400,000 listens to the show. We have more fun around here than you can shake a stick at. So tell people about the show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Talking about the Rams moving back to L.A., talked a little bit about the National Championship game, where it ranks as far as National Championship games. How about this, man? The latest odds to win Super Bowl 50 have come out from Vegas. Coming in 8th, at the 8th spot. Was it 2, 4, 6? Yeah, 8th. Coming in at the 8th spot are the Green Bay Packers, 18-1 to win this year's Super Bowl right now. Coming in at number 7 is the Steelers, 12-1. And I really do believe the Steelers would be much higher if, there wasn't question about Ben Roethlisberger's shoulder and then about Antonio Brown's head. But the Steelers coming in at number 7 at 12-1. Chiefs coming at number 6 at 10-1. I'm going to be honest with you, man. The Chiefs looked damn good last week. Like, that looks like a team that could win it all. Defensively, they just got beast on that side of the ball. And they got some playmakers, man. They lose Jeremy Maclin. And I haven't heard the latest on him yet on is he done. I'm going to assume he's done for the year. And then coming in at number 6 is the Seattle Seahawks, 6-1 odds. Broncos, 5-1 odds, ahead of them in the 5th spot or the 4th spot. The Panthers coming in the 3rd spot at 4-1. Patriots 4-1 as well, but they have the Patriots ranked higher than the Panthers. So I guess it's kind of like minuscule. And the number 1 team with odds to win the Super Bowl this year are the Arizona Cardinals. Which is I get it. Arizona's been playing great. But Arizona going to have to go to Carolina. They're going to have to go to Carolina. Carolina has home field advantage throughout the playoffs. In relative terms, the teams are very comparable. Both teams have tremendous defenses. But one team has Carson Palmer. The other team has Cam Newton, a guy that's won big games. Carson Palmer, I think he may have won a championship too when he was at USC. But, it's Cam. It's in Carolina. It's home field advantage. It's two tenacious defenses going against each other. So, it's not that much of a difference. Cardinals 3-1 favorites and the Panthers 4-1. So that's damn near the same. I like Carolina, man. I like Carolina to handle their business, man, and get it done this year. The Patriots, everybody on they jocks still, obviously. But there's a very good chance the Patriots are cheating, so I'm not going to give them any credit. Yeah, I'm not going to give them any credit. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with this. But right now, the Cardinals are the favorites to win the Super Bowl this year. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Also, man, Pacman Jones says that if Antonio Brown plays this weekend, that he will apologize about saying that Brown was faking the injury after the hit from Burfict this past weekend. In effect, saying that if the dude plays this game this weekend, that he will apologize. Now, even if he plays the game, which has happened before where a guy goes into a little protocol, concussion protocol thingy, and they end up playing that next weekend. That's happened before. And trust me, I talk about it all the time. I probably had 100 concussions in my life, but it never stopped me from coming in a game. We're much more sensitive in 2015, obviously, from all the new information we have about concussions, once again, and CTE. Hell, they're doing movies about it. Will Smith's winning awards on this whole concussion conversation. But, I can only imagine how many times I played concussed in my life, and that's just me. You're talking about guys that have played at the highest level and have been playing at the highest level forever. If you categorize, taking a big shot to the head as having a concussion, a quote-unquote concussion, that's happened a lot of times, and a lot of guys have continued to play football, being concussed, the way they classify it today, once again. So I don't see it being, a situation where he was faking. If he comes back and plays this weekend, talking about Antonio Brown. Once again, if you saw the video, and if you saw the slow motion video, his body went lifeless. That's all you need to see. His body went lifeless. You could actually see, it was a great camera shot. You could actually see his eyes roll back in his head. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe he got knocked the F out. And that doesn't mean he can't come back and play this weekend. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure Pacman, with all the attention that this story has gotten, he will definitely live up to it. And maybe he should even come back and apologize for saying that anyway, even if he doesn't come back to play, or if he does come back to play. You know, these guys, for football players in a large part, man, are like fraternity brothers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at any time you could get hurt out there, man. You don't want to make conversation have this type and this feel of conversation about a dude getting hurt and questioning whether somebody is hurt or not. That's just not a good look. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougshow.com. From that ninja, technically, aren't you giving 10% to the pastor of the church? No, man. No, I don't look at it like that, man. Now, some of these churches and some of these preachers, they're not getting 10% of our money, Stewies, or 11% of our money. They're not getting it. You know, Eddie Long and them cats, man, and Creflo Dollar. Nah. We can get this money to some of the smaller churches, some of the family churches, the community churches. Like the church I grew up back home, I think the church is comprised of like 6-7 different families. No lie. That's what you call a hometown, you know, country church. Pretty much like 6 or 7 different families, their kids, their cousins, their brothers, their aunts, their uncles. That's the type of church that need that money, you know. And when you give money to the church, you're not giving it to the pastor per se. The pastor gets paid from it. But, yeah, you're not giving money, and it's not going all in his pocket. Or at least it shouldn't go in all his pocket. From Clay Davis, a.k.a. Tron, I'm giving money to students to pay for college, not the church. Okay, there you go. I mean, after we take that 11% off the top, you can do what the hell you want with your money, Clay Davis, Tron. You can do whatever you want with your money. And that sounds very noble as well. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there right now. I'm giving, and we're giving, I got to stop saying this is a we thing. We're giving 11% to the Lord, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the record right now. Of my winnings, this is not y'all winnings, of my winnings, I am going to give to South Carolina State University 0.5% of my money. No, stop it. I'm just joking. We're going to give to South Carolina State University a substantial amount of money. I don't want to put a percentage on it or an amount on it right now, but it'll be a substantial amount of money that I'll give to my university. Yeah, you know my university has been through some hard times over the last couple of years. So, yeah, I'll do that. I mean, listen, man. I mean, one thing that the Lord knows is He's going to get His 11%, and we're going to do good. The stewards are going to do good with their money. We're going to give to our individual churches, and I'm in particular, I'm going to give a substantial donation to South Carolina State University right now. I'm on record. I got to do it because I'm on record. Yes, sir. I mean, that got to give us some love on the winning aspect of things, man. If we already pledging this money to worthy causes, right? Yes! I'm laughing, but I'm also serious. I need this money! If you'd like to get into the Doug Stewart Show Powerball office/show pool, go to thedougsstewartshow.com. Click on the little donate button. Donate $4, and in the memo line, post TDSS Powerball. And we're going to split all of our winnings, no matter what it is. Yeah, I mean, that's another part of it. We're talking about this $1 billion. But if we pool together enough tickets, once again, we increase our chances. We may not win $1.4 billion, but would you be okay splitting $100 million? I think that'd be fine. Now, I'm shooting for the stars. I want the $1 billion. But I'm okay with splitting $100 million. Aren't you okay with splitting $100 million? Or $50 million? Or $20 million? That's fine. Hey, beggars can't be choosy. Don't go away. More of the Doug Stewart Show coming up next.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Wild Out Wednesday, the day that all of our lives change, because we about to get this money, man. If you're just joining us, man, we are doing a show office/show pool for this $1.4 billion Powerball tonight. I saw somebody posted in the chat room, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Who said it? I thought I left it up there, but somebody asked, how many people do we have that have already sent the $4? As of now, we have 31 people that have already sent in their $4. Now, a couple of things, and I just looked at this for the first time. Couple of things I need to mention here. Now, we're setting some ground rules here for this thing, all right? I kept, and I continued to mention, just send $4. A couple of you have sent more than $4. Like I see somebody, I think they sent $10. We're going to count you for one, because I don't want you coming back down the road and talk about, no, I sent in more than $4, so I should get more of the money. Oh, hell no. I told you, man, send $4. And I appreciate it. And we're going to keep the difference here for the Doug Stewart Show, that little $5 or whatever. Thank you very much. But $4. So if you sent $10, if you sent $100 today, you don't get a bigger percentage of the cut when we win this money because you sent more money. I told you, $4, so I can keep track of this stuff. All right? And the second thing is I didn't calculate the fact that PayPal takes out a little cut. They actually take out 42 cents. From $4, they take out 42 cents. So no problem. You're still going to get your credit for $4. I'll make up the difference. That's not a problem at all. And I'm not going to say I want a bigger percentage because I had to add 42 cents to all of y'all, $4. All right. So don't even worry about that. So as of right now, we got 31 people that are already sending the little $4, man. So let me do some math here. And I think I can do the math with my calculator on this particular 4 times 4. I don't even need a calculator. I went to school. $4 times 30 people. 3 times 4 is 12. That's 120 plus tickets. Yes, sir. We're going to do quick picks. Well, I ain't got time to sit down there and come up with lucky numbers and think about dreams and all of that crap like that. That was another part of the little thing that I saw Ryan Cameron talking about this morning, or heard Ryan Cameron talking about this morning, is certain numbers are luckier statistically than other numbers. So it's better to actually pick numbers, but we've heard many, many times before about people winning the lottery, and they did quick picks. So I'm not going to sit down and try to think of no damn lucky numbers, man. If we going to win this money, we're going to win this money. We're going to split this money. We're going to live happily ever after. The Lord going to get us 11%. South Carolina State going to get a little cut, and it's going to be all good in the hood. How about that? Yes, sir. So if you still want to get in on the Stu Show pool, go to thedougstewartshow.com. Click on the donate button and donate $4, and let's go ahead and get this money. So I talked about Pacman Jones and what he said that he would do, and apologizing about to Antonio Brown if he actually plays this weekend. The other little interesting sports story out there in the world of sports is Antonio Brown. Yeah, I know about Antonio Brown. Dude has 10 children. And obviously getting 10 children. I think he's got like 10 children by several different women. He's got 8 children from previous relationships with 2, and 2 with his present wife right now. But Antonio Cromartie got a vasectomy, man, and his wife is now pregnant again. He's going to soon be a proud father of a dozen kids. That's right. Cromartie and his wife, Tarika, are expecting twins, the couple told U.S. Weekly. And once again, he has 8 children from previous relationships and 2 with his wife. Tarika told the publication she isn't going to take any chances in the future. She plans on getting her tubes tied. Now listen. Your boy has went on and did the snip and clip thing. I did this, and I talked about this on the show. And they told me that I have like a 0.6% chance of still getting my old lady pregnant. It was like, but that's so minuscule. They actually cut off like the tubes in which the sperm actually traveled down, and they kind of intersect with whatever the other fluid is. The doctor explained the whole thing to me on a chalkboard or whatever. And so they actually cut the ends of the tube. So I don't know how there's even a 0.6% chance you still can get somebody pregnant. It's impossible. And I think, I remember what it was. I think that the doctor told me, from what I remember, the doctor told me that very early after you have the procedure, that there may still be some sperm still collected down in those pipes and in those, vas deferences or whatever. And so at that point, that's usually where it happens, that somebody's had a vasectomy and they have sex after they, shortly after they do it. And there's still some baby-making particles down there that you can swell somebody up with. And I don't know if that's part of the story with this Antonio Cromartie story, but ladies, you got to be kidding me, man. Don't look this dude in the eye, man. He's like the Medusa. He's like the Medusa getting women pregnant. You remember how Medusa, the Greek god, was so beautiful, but if you looked into her eyes, she had a head full of snakes or whatever. You turn to stone. You look in Antonio Cromartie's eyes, your ass is knocked up. Without fail. This man going to have 12 kids. And I remember the story they did on him. I believe it was on HBO's Real Sports or something like that. Maybe they did a 30 for 30 for him, with him. And he talked about all these kids, man, and this he got like, I don't want to guess, the man got like 5, 6, 7 different baby mamas. Like, it's not like one chick had the majority of the kids, the 10 kids. No, they're very spread out, very evenly. They're spread out very evenly as far as baby mama and kids. And, man, I mean, you're going to regret that, bro. I mean, you go ahead and you sow your seeds all you want. If you're taking care of them kids, that's fine. And I think part of the story was he was taking care of his kids. But at some point, man, them checks going to stop. Them checks going to stop. That's something that I told Ryan when he first got into the league. My brother Ryan, if you're new to the show, my brother Ryan hosted the Two Live Stews with me. But that's something I told Ryan, man. I was young enough and I guess savvy enough to tell Ryan, and that's why his ass ain't doing no show right now, because he good. Is when he first got into the league, I'm like, listen, man, the problem that these guys make in the NFL is they make this money as if they're going to be doing this job and getting the same income for 30 years. I was like, man, this is no lie. He'll tell you. I was like, man, you're going to make this money. You need to stack this money, and you take this money, and after your career is done, you divide that by 25 more years. That's your annual income. That's what you should spend for an annual income. You can literally make this money and live off this money if you invested well. I mean, the miracle of compounding interest is a Mickey Ficky. You can live off this money. This is back in 1995 for the rest of your life. And evidently he took a lot of what I was saying because he's good. But Antonio Cromartie, I don't believe that he's probably taking care of his money like that. Do y'all think? Do y'all think a man that would go and impregnate woman after woman after woman is watching his money? You know, and I don't even want to, I'm uncomfortable talking about another dude's money. But if I had to bet, if I had to bet, I don't think Antonio Cromartie is stacking his money in anticipation in living on that said money 25 years from now. So what happens when the money stops? What happens when his NFL career is over and he's not getting them checks? I mean, it's crazy, man. Hopefully I'm wrong. I wish the brother nothing but luck. Once again, from the way I remember the stories, he's taking care of the kids. But that's right now. When them checks start, when them checks stop, okay, and he not sending that same money, and I'm sure he can go back to court and get his child support reduced. And you're also, once again, this is another guy coming from perspective of having kids. I had child support for 18 years of my life for my oldest daughter. So maybe he can get it reduced at some point when his career is over. But, man, damn, bruh. I mean, you can't have a relationship with them kids, all them kids that's on par with being a father and child. I don't know, man. I mean, I ain't trying to judge. I guess technically I am, but I don't mean to. I shouldn't judge, and I'm wrong if I am judging and I'm talking about that man money. But it's just, I mean, I don't think a lot of these cats, I don't see this story ending well for Antonio Cromartie 25 years after the fact. Not even 25 years. I'm talking 5 years after he's done with the NFL. I don't see it ending well. Yeah. You know? When we win this money, Antonio Cromartie better not come ask me for a loan. All that damn money he made in the NFL, he better not come ask me for no loan. All right, when we get back from the break, man, we'll wrap up today's show. Read more of your chat. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. Get your hands off that dial. Stay right there.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-file, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. The Doug Stewart Show is brought to you by ID Life. What is ID Life? ID Life is the future of health and wellness, an industry game changer. That's right, individualized nutrition. Go to thedougstewartshow.idlife.com and check out all the details and get yourself together in 2016. This segment is brought to you by my folks from Strickland Security. That's right, Strickland Security, Metro Atlanta. They have over 55 years combined experience in business. They can give you a basic alarm system starting at just $15 a month. They can even fix your alarm system, or they can give you get you hooked up with a big boy alarm system where you have cameras and all of that stuff, man, all the technology of today. They also have these subdivision type programs where you can monitor your neighborhood as a subdivision. So these are some guys that aren't going to try to just, get your money. They got your best interests at heart as well. So check them out online at StricklandSecurity.com. That's StricklandSecurity.com, and tell them that the Doug Stewart Show sent you. All I'm going to do is read chat here, man. So once again, if you're just tuning in for some godforsaken reason, the last segment of the show, we got the Kicking It with Kesey show coming up in about 15 minutes at the top of the hour. You don't even have to log out. Support my man Kesey, doing some big stuff today, so stay tuned for that. But as a show, as a family, as the Stewies, as the TDSS family, we are going to try to win this, and not try, back up. We are going to win this $1.4 billion as a family tonight. Okay? So, once again, we have over 31 people that have already sent in a little $5. We are asking you, or $4. This is how it's going to work. Send in $4. $4, that's all. And there's actually a little difference that I have to pay because PayPal takes a little cut, but that's fine. No problem. If I have to spend a couple dollars to win a couple of $100 million, I'm good with that. Yes, sir. So send in $4. go to thedougstewartshow.com, click on the donate button, send in $4. At the end of the day, after 5 o'clock, all right, I'm going to shut it down at 5 o'clock. So if you don't have that $5 in by 5 o'clock, that $4 in by 5 o'clock, I'm getting kind of confusing here. If you don't have the $4 in by 5 o'clock, you're what we call in the country ass out. Okay? So have that $4 in by 5 o'clock. After 5 o'clock, I'm going to go and play all the tickets. So if we have 300 tickets, I need to go down there. We're going to do 300 quick picks. I'm going to take pictures of each ticket. And, you know, they put like, they can put like 10 numbers, I believe, on one ticket. So I'm going to take an individual picture of each ticket, post it in the Doug Stewart Show Facebook group. Okay? So that you have some type of evidence there. You have evidence as well, because on your PayPal statement, you'll show $4 sent to the Doug Stewart Show. And in the little memo line, you need to put TDSS Powerball as even more insurance to you. Nobody's going to try to take your money, trust me. And if we win, whatever we win, not just if we win the $1.4 billion, we're going to split it that many ways. So let's do this. Let's make history. This is going to be a great Hollywood story, I'm telling you. This is going to be a great Hollywood story. You need to get down with the program, man. I am so excited that I'm going to be a 100 millionaire at some point, you know, in the very near future, man. I am so excited about that. We're going to give 11% to the Lord. I'm going to personally give a little bit to South Carolina State University. And then we're going to continue to do the Doug Stewart Show probably once every 6 months. And that's how we're going to do it. And we're going to keep it moving. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to keep it moving. From corporate brother, Cromartie's wife was creeping. Don't believe that ish. Hey, man, you said it. And I hate to accuse that woman of stepping out on her old man. That's an old school term, stepping out. I don't want to accuse that chick of stepping out on her old man, but based on how they showed me it works when I had the snip, you know, on that chalkboard, the doctor showed me, it's not possible. And once again, the only reason they don't say it's 100% is because once in a while there's a little bit of sperm still left in your system, okay? And that usually happens, you know, immediately after the surgery. If you go back and, you know, there's some still left over. But I don't know when exactly he had the surgery or when he actually did it. But technically it ain't supposed to happen. So, yeah, I'm getting a blood test. I'm sorry, she my wife, but on the sly, I'm going to, like, swab some of her saliva. Yes, sir. And we're going to have some type of blood test done. Because that don't seem right. Antonio Cromartie, if you're just joining us as well, he had a vasectomy, but him and his wife are pregnant again. From Cornelia Small, they say your female sperm is the super sperm, so they are stronger and faster. Don't be surprised if he has girls. From K3000, swell them up. Classic. Yeah, that's how they say it in the country. I'll swell you up like a tick, girl. I'll swell your ass up. From the 47th problem, resident vitamin D in the tubes. Andre Elam, Cromartie's got that super sperm. I should have had that ready. Who was that, BDP? Scott LaRock had it all. He is a super sperm. Super sperm. From loose neck laces outside, Doug gonna hold that baby up to the light to see if it is. Right. That'd be funny if that baby come out white as can be. You ever seen that clip? And I just saw it on social media a couple of months ago, man. That clip, a Cat Williams or whatever movie it was, he was in jail, and he had been in jail for a long time. And his wife came in there with some new baby, and the baby looked like Roscoe P. Coltrane from the Dukes of Hazzard. The baby was white as hell. Cat Williams like, I don't know who baby that is, but that is not my baby. That baby is a Caucasian baby. That baby comes from the mountains of Caucasoid. That clearly is not my baby. And then he looks behind his wife, and like the guard is standing behind him with glasses on, and the baby has glasses. The baby looks just like the guard. Yeah, there's something going on with that damn baby. I'm getting the blood test. I love you. But more scandalous things have happened in history, baby. I'm sorry. You know, they told me that I couldn't get you pregnant. You know, and you pregnant. So that something don't fly but that whole story. You know, and this probably is going to be on World Star at some point. The truth is probably going to come out at some point very, very soon here about this damn baby. Baby coming out looking like, the boss. Looking like Bosworth or somebody like that. I don't know. Don't trust it. Another great hip-hop quote comes to mind. P.E. Can't trust it. That baby needs some suntan lotion. That baby is white as hell. Shit. Whatever. That baby is from the mountains of Caucasoid. Whatever. Yeah, he gonna have to get that. He gonna have to get that test. Hey man, thank you so much for joining me today on the Doug Stewart Show. Hey man, congratulations if you sent in your $4. Congratulations on being rich, bitch! That's right, we gonna win this money. I feel it in my bones. You just got till 5 o'clock today, man. You got till 5 o'clock today. And there's no need to send in more than $4 because you getting credit for one $4 ticket. We're gonna buy with your $4 4 tickets. Okay? And we're gonna win this money. So go to thedougstewartshow.com, man, up until 5 o'clock and donate $4 and get part of the incredible story we know as the Doug Stewart Show. TDSS shows Powerball winning championship story. Yes! Yes, sir. All right. Coming up next on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, the Kicking It with Kesey Show. Don't go away. Just stay tuned. All right? Stay tuned. Stay right here. My man coming up with some great stuff as usual. My man Kesey. The Kicking It with Kesey Show coming up here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Shouts out to my man Waterhead Walter. Thank you, Walter, for all that you do. Dwayne Vassan, Gerald Oliveri, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. Really do appreciate it. And a big shouts out to all of the Stewies, man. If you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, this is how we do it. And this is how we do it. We have fun. We talk sports, guy talk, lifestyle, all of that stuff right here. Shouts out to my man Pink Gator and Beans and Cornbread on the production for this hot-ass track. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll do this show again tomorrow, same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel. Now listen, if we win the lottery, if we win, the show might come on a little bit late tomorrow. But what we'll do is, in lieu of winning the lottery and $1 billion, the show tomorrow, I'm telling you right now, the show tomorrow is going to be about us shocking the world and winning this money. We ain't talking no sports tomorrow. If we win this, when we win this $1 billion, we not talking no sports tomorrow. Now, we might not come on at 10 o'clock tomorrow, but we will come on, whether it be for 5 minutes or 30 minutes. I'm sure I'm going to be very busy, with my lawyers and everything, and us sorting out this money and meeting up and greeting each other and having a big-ass party. That's what's going down tomorrow night. But we will come on. If it be for 5 minutes, I might come on for 5 minutes and just say, I'm rich, bitch! But we will come on tomorrow. But it's probably going to be some type of amended show tomorrow because we about to win this money. All right? Peace! I'm in the money. I'm in the money.
gotta say anything, you let me know.
That's the most excellent idea, sire. Is it?
And you taught him what he needed to be a man. I'll give you that. Because most men ain't man enough to do what you did.
You've reached Kicking It with KC show.
Reach another episode of the Kicking It with KC show. Today we have a real treat. We have one of my Morehouse brothers, Kofi Ford, on, and he actually has a lot of information to share with you on being able to transform your life and live by great principles and guidelines. He is an entrepreneur. He's actually a motivational speaker. He's a life coach, corporate coach, and many other hats that he wears. So without further ado, let's get into this.
So this is KC with the Kicking It KC show. I got my man Kofi Ford here online. What's the name of the company you with there, Kofi?
So we actually have 3 different companies. We've got our consulting company, which is KT Consulting Group. We've got our real estate company, which is KT Home Savers. And we also have our marketing wing, which is Upward Momentum Group. One of the things that, I've got 3 different businesses that I operate. And one of them, we actually have a wellness line. Okay. So one of the things that I've been very interested for myself, I used to run track in high school. And since then, of course, I kind of ended that and just kind of tell stories of how great I was in high school, kind of like a lot of other guys do. But the stories don't keep you in shape.
Right.
You can talk about them as much as you want to and relive the glory days, but when you look down at your abdominal section, you notice you don't necessarily see your abdominal muscles anymore. So I really, not necessarily to the point of getting my ab muscles back and having the rock solid arms anymore, but I got a 4-year-old son now. Okay. And here I am, 42 years old, and I look at how much he's into running around and being active in the household. And I'm thinking down the road, gosh, when this kid is in high school, I'm going to be, in retirement age. So what am I going to do now to start preparing myself for where I need to be in terms of overall wellness? So, we have a 55-day challenge anyway that we do. I figure why not kind of take that for myself and apply it to just my overall wellness. So what I want to do every day to get myself not in shape to go back and run around a track and set world records and anything like that, but just live a healthier lifestyle. So kind of to keep myself accountable to that, I figured if I recorded a video and told everybody in my social space what I was going to do, and I committed to them that I was going to record a video and I was going to work out every single day for 55 days. Would that help me? And of course, the resounding answer is yes, because the last thing that anybody, I think, wants is to have the people that they know, love, trust, folks who even potentially look up to them or people that they look up to, see that they made a promise and then they don't hold to it, and then they have to suffer the backlash for it. So that's kind of where it all came from. I really just wanted to live healthy and have a good quality of life, especially as I get older. And this is kind of a way to kickstart that by doing 55 days straight exercise, eating right, and putting it out there on social media to have everybody hold me accountable and call me on the carpet if I don't do what I said I was going to do.
Okay. Yeah, so you're very busy there, man. I see you have wellness in a lot of areas there. not just physical wellness, but financial wellness, and I guess some motivational, spiritual wellness, and everything else. Looks like.
Yeah, we are very much into multiple streams of income. You know, I heard from a mentor many years ago that all your eggs should never be in one basket,
right.
And that includes income. You know, so we try to, as much as possible, not just in our own lives, but share with others. You know, that they should not just have a job that pays the bills, but they should have something, especially in light of the fact that we just went through this huge recession. They should have something that comes up and doesn't allow the money to stop in case they lose with their plan A.
Okay. All right, that makes sense there. So let me get your beginnings here. Now, where are you originally from?
I'm originally from. I was born and raised in the Washington D.C. area. Literally born in Southeast D.C. Lived there for, I lived there until kindergarten. Then we moved into Maryland. You know, kind of getting away from the city life, so to speak, and moving into the suburbs. And I think anybody who's familiar with D.C. or history kind of know why we would do that. But lived in multiple areas of Maryland until I was 18. And then I transitioned, kind of like you, in your story, transitioned down to Atlanta. Right. And I went to Morehouse College. We all have a past.
Are you still out here in Atlanta?
Yeah, I literally tried to leave after graduation, went back to Maryland, and I think it lasted for 2 months before I made my way back down here. You know, kind of penniless, had a couple credit cards, had my car and some clothes in the back, and slept on some friends' floors until I made it.
Wow.
Until I got a job and could make some money, yeah. So it's been since 1995. I think I got back down here in June or July of 1995. Been here ever since.
Wow. And we're kicking it here with Kofi on the Kicking It with KC show. And let me ask you this here. So what did you study in Morehouse?
I was a math major.
Okay. So you were in math, and you kind of like me. I was a finance major. But I didn't take a job in finance. I'm actually in IT. So we might have similar paths there.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Yeah, so you found your niche. I mean, I see you got, like you said, multiple streams of entrepreneurship going on as well. Are you solely run your own company now? On your own, you took that leap of faith of going out there and making that happen, huh?
Man, I still remember my last day in the office place of my last employer, September 24th, 2014.
Okay.
Because right after that, I went to Vegas. Literally that night, jumped on the plane and went to Vegas. But I've been in corporate America since October '95 through 2014, pretty much. I tried the real estate investing at one point, did 2 years of that, kind of in between my corporate career. But I've been in consulting, did pension work, but mostly working with clients and administering pension plans, different layers of management. You know, I got to the point where with a lot of people, you kind of think you made it. You know, you get a certain income level and they say, oh, you're in the top, you know, X number of percent of income earners in the United States. You're like, yeah, I made it.
Right.
And, you know, you like, man, that's just numbers. Because I started looking at, I got 3 boys. And one's in college now at Howard University. And we can talk about how he got to Howard instead of Morehouse. And I guess another conversation. But, you know, I started to look at my household. And, you know, even though I'm making 6 figures and my wife's got a very comfortable income and we're, you know, supposedly together, we're in this nice ratio. Like, man, well, we still have debt up to our eyeballs.
Right.
And we still have, you know, worries on how we're going to make sure the kids go to college if they don't get scholarships.
Right.
How do we make sure month to month, you know, all of the bills are paid and we can still, you know, have a nice vacation? And God, we want to retire one day. How do we make sure we're doing that? Because we got to take care of, you know, the money's going to the day-to-day lifestyle. And I know a lot of people can relate to that, you know, and it's like, man, what do you do? You know, you get to that point, it's like, man, how can I get out of this rat race? Because all I'm doing is waking up every day and repeating the same process that allows me to trade some time to get some money to pay some bills, you know, to cover, you know, the likes and things that I need. on a day-to-day basis. And you really, if you really ever take the time, you start to notice, like, man, I'm living month to month. And what quality of life is this? You know, is this what I wanted to do when I was a kid? Did I dream of growing up and getting a scholarship to Morehouse and graduating with a great degree and then going and working in a cubicle?
Yes.
Man, I just didn't. It didn't really resonate with me when I really started to look at it. And I had to ask myself the question on whether or not I wanted that to be my life. You know, I talk to people now. It's like, man, you know, I read a book. I read a book by Miles Monroe that had an impact on me. And he made this statement. He said that one of the saddest places that exist is the graveyard. Because not because of, you know, people losing relationships and you know, the fact that they won't get to see people that they spend time with every day. It's not that. It's because buried with all those individuals are dreams that were never realized.
Never realized, yes.
Yeah, it's
dreams
like,
left.
Yeah, that's rough. Like, whoa, I read it. I was like, man, is that what I want? Do I want on my tombstone, on my headstone, do I want it to say, here lies Kofi Ford, you know, date range, he was a hard worker? Oh, man, nah. There's a scripture in the Bible that says a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. So am I in position to do that? Is what I'm doing right now going to put me in a position to be able to do something for my grandchildren?
Wow.
And when you ask yourself those tough questions, then you should, you know, do a reality check. And you have to decide whether or not you're going to continue on the same path or try to do something different. And that's what happened.
Wow. So that last day of leaving corporate America and going into your ventures, you finally took that step off into the ledge and just said, "Hey, I'm going to make this." You actually paved it. And then let me ask you, did you have, because it's always hard when it goes into entrepreneurship, from working a safe, cushy corporate job where you're answering to people getting other people wealthy. So once you make that plunge and you feel like you know that you can take that step, which may not feel necessarily warm and comfortable to you, but you find out once you get in there that you're able to float and soar and make it. How was that for you?
Man, well, the good thing is, you know, we didn't kind of just go cold turkey and go from plan A to plan B. We started plan B while plan A was paying the bills.
Yes.
Okay.
So, that's the best way to do it. Yep.
Yeah, it was. You know, we got to put in the hours for the job. You know, because it takes care of the day to day. Not going to mess with that. Right. And we started working on the side. You know, after hours, spending time late at night, waking up earlier in the morning, using weekend time that's available. So we just sacrificed TV. You know, fortunately, they created this phenomenal invention called the DVR, which takes care of the fact that you're going to miss a show. We just made sure we didn't talk to anybody, you know, when we got back into work. Say, whoa, hold on, we'll talk about that. I haven't watched it yet.
Right.
That gave us so much time. You know, it's so funny. Everybody knows how many hours are in a day. But if you ask somebody how many hours in a week, they can't answer that question. You know, it's great to see people's, you know, faces when you ask them that. And then you start to ask them, you know, beyond that, how much time do you actually spend every single week doing the things that you want to do? And I'm not talking about TV time, because that kills so much time, right? But how much time do you really have available, if you use it, to start doing something that's for you, for your family, for your children, for their next generation? How much time do you really have available? And that's what we started to look at. So there's so many hours out there. Even if you get 8 hours of sleep every night, you know, there's still so much time available to you to start doing something else.
Right.
And we started to do that. But you know, when that day happened, there was a lot of excitement. You know, like I said, I went out to Vegas and had a great time out in Vegas. I had a few friends, and we celebrated, you know, while I was out there. and then life started, right? You're back and we've got the paperwork, we're already incorporated, we start doing work now. And there's no question, there's some scary times. And right. Absolutely nerve-wracking. Absolutely nerve-wracking. And sometimes you don't know what the heck is going to happen, how you're going to do it. And what you have to understand at that point in time, there is unfortunately everywhere you go another person with you, and that other is not another individual separate from you. It's actually you. You've got that person that has been with you all these years with all this negative baggage in you, and every time you say, "I'm going to do this great thing," that other person says you can't do it. You're not smart enough. You're not the right skin complexion. You don't have the right people to help you out. You don't have the finances in place. I mean, there's so many negative things that person says to you. And we actually, fortunately, had some great information. I read a book called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. And in there, it talks about affirmations and other stuff. And I guess it's kind of moving to the spiritual side of things. But it really talks to the fact that you can actually change the way you think and feel about yourself. Because really, in the end, the biggest challenge you will ever face in your life is not the man, it's not the bank trying to keep you from getting money, it's not the system, it's really your own thoughts. Because before you do anything else, you've got to believe in yourself first. And you know about this. I mean, the fact that here you have this podcast that you're doing, I'm sure many times you had, even before the external factors, you may have had to overcome the mindset or the thought that came into your mind that said, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? How are people going to follow you? All these other crazy thoughts that came in to prevent you from moving forward. And then what you start to realize once you take that first step, it's not about making $1 million today. That has nothing to do with it. What we know is where we are now and where we want to go. And in between is one step at a time that we have to take. And if we focus more on the individual steps that we take, over time, what we end up doing is realizing, man, I'm a mile further down the road than I was before. Man, let me keep focusing on these steps. Oh, shoot, I've now gone through a marathon distance. I'm taking one step at a time. And continuing that same process, you're learning things about yourself. Yes. Changing. You're becoming now the person that you need to be in order to accomplish the things that you wanted to accomplish in the outset. But that journey has to take place. And it's got to happen and really come about over time. I love to tell my kids that, when they get on this roller coaster, right? When you get on that, when you go through the line and you sit down in the roller coaster, and what you know is, this is where I get on. And you know as well, I'm going to get off at the same spot, right? Right. But I don't know what sensation I'm going to feel. I'm excited about it, right? I'm excited about this journey, but I have no idea exactly what's going to happen. Right. But I still get on there. Why? Why? It's the journey, and it's not the end. We're not excited about getting off the ride. We're excited about the ride itself, and that's what this whole process is. That's what you're going through. That's what I'm going through. It's all about the process of getting there, and many people, I think, unfortunately, are so focused on the end result, they miss the fact that it's about the journey itself. And that's kind of what it's been for us.
All right. So, thinking about what you said here with this feeling, you were actually explaining the roller coaster and on to the ride, and that's basically what it is, just getting out there and doing it. That's where we're at. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, that's the challenge, because most people give up before they start, unfortunately. And I know, I just know that we all have these dreams, right? And the fact that they aren't given to you, like you don't go through school and they give you a sheet of paper that says, all right, your dream in life is to do this. We come up with these on our own.
Right.
You go to bed at night and you think about, you dream about something. You walk through your day-to-day life and there's something you just can't get out your mind that you want to do. So to me, that's just proof that it's given from God for you to do it, right? But the challenge, again, goes back to all the stuff that was put into us over the years to prevent us from being able to accomplish it, to challenge our minds, to keep us from going through it. The roller coaster is great. Now, in real world, I keep saying roller coasters. You're not going to see me get on one. I'll sit out there and I'll watch them, but I don't get on them. But that's just what life is. But every day is a roller coaster. In the end, even if people are working a job every day, and I'm not knocking the job. I was there in corporate America for years and years and years, and you can do some great things on the job. My point is, don't quit on your dreams, because everybody can live a better quality of life. I think in the end, just like you go outside and if you plant a seed, that tree is going to grow out the ground and get taller and taller and taller. Everything in nature grows over time, and we all know when that stops. When any plant stops growing, it's dead, and that's kind of like how we are as well. And we don't necessarily drop to the ground, but we kind of die a little bit more on the inside. And my point to people is the job should never kill who we are on the inside in terms of pursuing our passion in life. And I think that there's so many people, and I was one of them, so I understand this. There's so many people who go through day to day and they have that burning desire on the inside for more. More in life. Whether it's a nicer house or it's making sure they can retire and not work at Walmart, when they hit in their 60s.
Right.
Making sure the kids go to school, having a certain zip code, whatever the case is, a better quality of vacation. Just having money at the end of the month after all the bills are paid, to keep it that simple. I think everybody has that in themselves. So the question is, what keeps you from going out and doing that? And some people are afraid. Some people are afraid of leaving the job. Some people are afraid because they don't think they have it in them. Well, the truth is they do, right? Everybody has it in them to do it. And the truth is that, the fear is unfounded. We know that once we get out there. So the responsibility is to, one, tell people, yeah, you can. You can do it. You can live a better quality of life. You can live in a higher tax bracket and take advantage of all the other tax loopholes that all these leaders, who are trying to tell you what to do every day in government are doing. You can do the same stuff. We don't have to buy into the limitations that everybody else gives us. That's really what this thing is all about. Even getting back to what we were talking about with the workout, I think it's all the same. I still believe I can be in shape. I can make right decisions on what I put into my body and what I don't put into my body. I'm not perfect at it, but I'm a work in progress, and I'm taking one step at a time. And the great thing is, with each of those videos that I record and put out there, people can see my face and whether or not my face is getting fatter or if it's shrinking. They'll see the slope in my shoulders. I don't think my wife will ever get to the point where she's like, go ahead and take an ad photo or video and show that on the web. I don't think she'll get to that point, but I think people will still be able to see the changes that are happening in my physical appearance.
Right.
And everything else, that we were talking about, is just intro. You can't see it necessarily, but my actions will show.
So, yeah, man, it's good information. And it's just saying that.
Awesome. Yeah, and again, I appreciate the time. In the end, when you come down to it, when I look at, the exercise thing, I know that's kind of how we got to going into even having a conversation. But just how the exercise and the videos that are coming out every day on doing that, and the whole goal of really using the social media platform to hold myself accountable. It's the same thing when you translate over into pursuing your goals in any other area, right? Here I am just looking at 55 days continuous exercise to get myself into shape, live a better life and eat healthy, so I can be there for my kids later on. Well, you translate that over into someone who wants to, let's say this year they want to earn, six-figure income, or they want to get out of debt, or they want to, pay off the car, they want to pay off the mortgage, whatever the case may be. Spend more time with family, invest with their spouse, in terms of time, and show that person that you truly care and love them more than anything else in the world, whatever those things are. Right. The whole idea behind, these daily videos was, how do I ensure that I do what I said I'm going to do, at least until I build the habit up, right? Because Pacman said that 3 weeks before you actually build a habit up. So how do I get myself motivated every day? How do I make sure that I don't slack off on what I said I was going to do? And for me, it was, gosh, there's nothing I would hate more than anything else than for someone I know to say, hey, you said you were going to do this, but I didn't see your video out there today. What happened? Right. Because your friends and family, if anybody else, it's going to be your friends and family who call you out.
So accountability right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that accountability is no joke. So that's where the video came in. And if people can do that, this is just kind of an example, but if people can do that in every area for the goals that they set for themselves, if they're setting their goals out before their eyes and they look at them every single day, like you come in my house and you'll see a vision board over top of our fireplace. It's not going to be one of these nice art pieces. All that's down. We got a vision board up there that says all the things that we are pursuing to make sure that we knock out, for this year, for the next 3 months, for the next 3 years, next 5 years. We have long range goals out there even that we see every single day. And you bring it down, I've got my workouts written on the calendar on my wall that shows every single day what I'm going to be doing. So it's very easy for my mind then to grab hold of that and understand that every day I've got something I've got to do. And if we do that with every other goal, and we understand the activities that need to happen every single day, if it's a matter of I need to make 10 phone calls today, or I need to get 10 people to tell me no if I'm trying to sell something today, or if my goal is, hey, I'm going to block out 1 hour from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock with my wife tonight just to hear about her day, just to talk to her about what was exciting about her day and to listen intently. So I'm putting down the phone. I'm not going to watch the TV. I'm going to literally just listen to her. And that's an investment in us for the future. Whatever the case is, that you broaden that out to every single thing that you have, and you walk those activities out every single day. And I may have said it already, but that whole process of taking one step at a time, not looking at the end goal all the time and focusing on that. But, I don't know if you're a bowler or not, Kesey, but, when you go bowling, you get the 10 pins all the way at the end of the lane, right? The goal is to knock all 10 of them down.
Right.
But when you actually take, your stance and you start pursuing that or moving down the lane to throw your ball, you don't actually look at the pins. You find your way back to a mark on the floor. And you say, if I can put this ball on that mark and I do the same arm movement and the same spin every single time, I'm going to hit the pins in the perfect spot to get a strike. All I got to do is hit my mark. So my mark is much closer to me. So I've taken that big goal and I brought it down to a goal that's much closer to me that I can accomplish. And I pursue that one.
and then I pursue another one that's close to me, and another one that's close to me, and now I'm taking a step, and another step, and another step, and eventually that ball is moving down that lane. Guess what? It's going to reach the pin.
Wow.
And if I hit every single goal along the way, I'm going to reach my goal and hit the strike.
Wow.
And that's the way this thing is, man. And so, I'm 55 days, pursuing this goal of 55 days, but here I am, I think it's on day 28 today, of 55 days, going towards that. And I know I hit 28. I don't celebrate that. I hit 29, I give myself a pat on the back. But, when I get to 44, I'll be happier. When I get to 55, I can actually celebrate. But then it's going to be what's next, right?
Right.
It's what's next. It's going to be what's next. And that's the way we all are. We simply have to break them down, move them closer to ourselves, and accomplish the little goals, take the little steps along the way. And next thing you know, you look up, you arrive to your destination. That's what this is about.
Oh man, that's excellent. Kofi, how do people get in touch with you? What's your social media and website?
Yeah, there are a few ways. We actually have been developing some things behind the scenes for a while. So, we've got in terms of reaching me personally, my personal website is KofiFordOnline.com. That's my name, Kofi, K-O, F as in Frank, I, F-O-R-D, like the car, Ford, online.com.
Okay.
And then, of course, we've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. For each one of those, it's just my name. So it's Facebook.com/Kofi Ford, Instagram.com/Kofi Ford, YouTube.com/Kofi Ford. So it's all very simple for people to reach out and connect with me. But definitely look forward to connecting with folks online. And I even do a Periscope. I used to do them every day, but I do Periscopes as well. And each one of those has one little nugget to talk about for anywhere from 5 minutes to as many as 30 minutes in length that people can tune into.
Wow, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Are you on Instagram and Twitter?
I am on Instagram. Instagram and Twitter are both, the same website, Instagram.com or Twitter.com/Kofi Ford.
Kofi Ford. Okay. Man, it has been an awesome conversation with you. I mean, you really hit some awesome points. For anyone, needing transformation, I mean, everybody can get something from what you said. This is a life application of principles and good things to live by, man. You've actually, you've reached a lot of souls and touched a lot of people, man, just from this message.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
I love it. I love doing this kind of thing. My career, I think, has always been about mentoring or coaching individuals, even if it was just for corporate America and helping them out there. But I love doing just that. I love working with people. I love connecting with people. And there's nothing greater than to see someone that you've been, kind of mentoring or talking to seeing them start to hit new levels of life that they've always dreamed of having. They just needed an avenue. They needed somebody to believe them. They needed somebody to show them the way. That's, I think, the case with a lot of people. They need someone sometimes just to tell them that, you can do this. And it's amazing what happens when someone believes in themselves after that. So, I love that. I love to connect with anybody who's interested in making that transformation.
All right. Thanks, Kofi. Thank you for kicking it with Keith C.
Oh, man, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much, Keith.
All right.